Hey everyone, this is a segment that I'm going to start doing a little more often called Rick's Reviews. Um, Basically, I'm just going to get some random items that I've either purchased or gotten through work to test out, and I'll open them up, have a look at them, and just maybe have some discussion or whatever. So, yeah, first one, I figure I just got my iPhone 10 today, iPhone X. I know there's been tons of reviews and you can go on YouTube and things like that, but I got mine, so I figured I would unbox it and get it opened up so I can use it tomorrow. So I got it this afternoon, probably like 8 hours ago, and I've been waiting until now to open it up. So, I mean, as you can see here, we've got the iPhone X in the box, standard packaging that you would see for the last few models of iPhone. Um, I got the 64 gig model. I have a 64 gig 6S currently, and for me, I just couldn't really justify spending another $200 to get the 256 gig version. Um, the 64 gig 6S was the first time that I even moved up from the standard 16 gig. So for what I use a phone for, um, I just didn't really need to get more storage, and again, I just couldn't justify the cost of spending an extra couple $100 personally. I use cloud storage and things like that too, so obviously that helps with the need of having storage. So yeah, I honestly haven't even done any research into the iPhone 10, and this is one of the few Apple um, keynotes that I missed, so I didn't really get to see um, anything about the features, and I haven't really watched anything because I knew I was going to get one, and I didn't really want to watch somebody else open theirs or whatever. So I'm sure I'll go online and check out features. I mean, I'm aware of some of the things like the face detection and things like that to unlock it. So we'll see how that goes. So here, take the box off. Standard instructions, and I'm going to assume that the SIM card piece is in here maybe. SIM tray opener. Alright, so I can see right away that the camera and flash actually stick out from the back of this. So I've got the plastic on the front and the back, super, super glossy, shiny back. So being glass makes sense. So I also historically have never put any type of screen protector on any of my phones. Um, I do always put them in a case of some sort. So with the iPhone X, I did get an OtterBox, and I will be putting it into that. Um, Coming off of my 6S, I've actually really enjoyed. I went to CES back in January, and um, they had a phone up in one of these cases, and it was on almost like a dunk tank type of pivot, where you would throw a ball, and you would hit a target, and it would make the thing swing out, and the phone would drop onto the ground. So this UAG case, I've had it since January, and I couldn't even say how many times I've like dropped my phone, and even on purpose in the office, just to show people that it will protect the phone. So I might even make the transition to one of these cases again for the iPhone X, but I'm going to CES again in January, hopefully. So I'll wait and see if I can get the free one first. Then we'll go from there since I already have the OtterBox. So I will be having to take my SIM card out of here and put it into the iPhone X. So let's see if we have any. So we've got the volume down, volume up, our um, turning off our notifications or like silent mode, and the power button and the SIM tray. And then the one thing is there is no headphone port, and I think that was with the 8 and the X that they stopped doing that. So they've included some extra accessories. We have the earpods, and they actually have a standard Lightning to 3.5 headphone jack, and the earpods have the Lightning connector in here as well. so that you don't have to use this, but if you have headphones that aren't wireless, you could still plug them in here. Standard charge cable USB, and the power block for that as well. So I'm going to go back into this documentation and see if the SIM tray piece is in here, and yes, it is in here. And of course the Apple stickers. It will be funny to see if the phone actually has a charge. Funny as in my review will end real quick if there is no charge. So just trying to get all these documents back in. Alright. Well, it already survived its first couple centimeter drop when I kind of placed it down there. So I'm going to use the SIM card tool and inject the tray. And I'm going to get my old phone here and get the SIM card out of it. Okay, so we got the SIM card out. There we go. Now I just wait for it to turn on. Plenty of battery. Kind of hard to read it there, so turn it. So I just swiped up to get into the next screen here. Connect to my Wi-Fi. One interesting thing to see will be in Canada, they passed legislation that in December all phones can be unlocked for free so that you can change carriers, and phones will no longer ship locked. So I'm kind of curious. We're pretty close here, just a couple weeks out, so I wonder if this phone is already unlocked. So here I'm going to do some Face ID, so the phone can recognize the unique three-dimensional features of your face to unlock automatically. Use Apple Pay and make purchases from the iTunes and App Stores. So let's try it out. First, position your face in the frame. So you won't be able to see, but you'll see on the camera here. I'll hold it up and get in the frame. So I have to look left, right, up, down, and then also kind of at like 10 to 4 and 7 kind of thing, or 5 and 7. 4 and 8, I don't know. Anyways, you have to look in all directions so it can get a complete look at your face. It says it scanned it. So I'll move it again to complete the area. So it's going to scan it again, and I'm just going to kind of move all the way around. Interesting to do. Alright, so it says it's set up after scanning twice. Put in a passcode. Alright, so 6-digit passcode as opposed to the 4-digit as kind of the norm in recent updates. For now, I'm just going to set this up as a new iPhone, but I do need to do a backup of my current phone and restore it here. I haven't done a backup in probably a couple weeks. For the purposes of just getting through this real quick, I'm just going to say I don't have an Apple ID for right now. As I said, I'm going to restore this from a backup anyways. Of course, we agree to the terms. Enable location. Sure. Hey Siri. Hey Siri. Hey Siri. Hey Siri, how's the weather today? Hey Siri, it's me. Alright. So all the new controls in the phone, swiping up to get home, swiping up to switch apps, swipe down from the top right to see the control center, swipe up to get started. Alright, so if I swipe down from here, I get a control center, brightness, volume, music, always important, screen mirroring. Alright, I guess I go back to home. Yeah, so a few things I would probably normally set up in the settings. I would go through for screen recording and things like that. Into the settings, I would want to go into the control center and make sure that I add the screen recording and things like that. So obviously fairly simple to set up, not much different than any other phone, iPhone. As far as the steps are concerned, the face recognition obviously is a new step. Got the time up here in the corner now instead of along the top because of the bar kind of hiding a bit at the top. So I got the clock and then a few notifications. So my next step, I guess, will be to back up my existing phone and restore it to this so that I can try it out and see some more features. But I'm just going to lock it, and then I'm going to hold it up and put my face in front of it here and just swipe up to open. So it has unlocked, and yeah, not much else to it. It's a standard size for the phones ever since the iPhone 6. I'm not really a big fan of the pluses. I mean, I don't dislike them, but for what I use it for and everything, this is just a perfect size. I've got like monster mitts, so it's just perfect size for my hands. Yeah, so thanks for checking out the review of the iPhone 10. Not really a review, more of an unboxing. And I'll post some more updates as I go once I get it restored and I actually get some use with it to try some things out and test out some apps and things as well. So again, thanks for watching, and check back. I'm going to have my schedule updated so you'll see when I'm doing my little Rick's Reviews segments. When I'm playing games, you'll see it'll be Focal Relic, which obviously my channel is. So tomorrow night I'm going to be playing some H1Z1, and Thursday is always my Throwback Thursday night. So some really big things coming next Tuesday. I'll post some updates to that after. Alright, have a good night.